When you think of a healer in an MMORPG, you might picture a holy priest, and like what we covered in our last video, World of Warcraft really does sort of lean into that fantasy. However, when you think of a battle healer, a Holy Paladin might come to mind. This is no different in World of Warcraft, and if you are thinking about being a battle hardened healer that wears the heaviest armour, and one who is in melee and using your damaging abilities to heal others, then in Dragonflight a Holy Paladin might be for you. My name is Ryfrost, and in today's video we talk about why you should play a Holy Paladin, and maybe why you shouldn't. Holy Paladins over the years have seen some core playstyle changes, and if you were to compare a Holy Paladin in Wrath of the Lich King Classic to a Holy Paladin in Dragonflight, they are almost the complete opposite. Whereas in Wrath, you are very much a caster type healer and using our judgment spells to benefit the team every now and again. In Dragonflight, we are a melee healer, using our damaging spells and instant heals to generate our holy power resource to be able to cast powerful single target or AoE heals. Well, in Dragonflight, Blizzard has tried very hard to allow us to be both types of healers, and with the new talent tree changes, we have a build for both. That being said, we are still the absolute powerhouse of a healer we have always been, with incredible defensive cooldowns such as Aura Mastery, blessings for almost every single scenario, and now a combat res, we will continue to be as amazing. And in usual fashion, we are going to cover in this video the strengths and weaknesses of a Holy Paladin in Mythic Plus and raids. And don't forget, all the content that you see is over from my live stream over on twitch.tv/Ryfrost, where we stream every Monday, Wednesday and Thursday and cover high content Mythic Plus keys and also Mythic raiding when Dragonflight releases. Paladins in Mythic Plus are powerful healers, with incredible damage potential with our talent choices and returning in glorious fashion for Dragonflight our favourite Covenant ability, Divine Toll, which allows us to bring what lingering love we have for Shadowlands and bring it into the new expansion. When it comes to Mythic Plus, a Holy Paladin has everything that you need. We have blessings to cover any situation, such as reducing damage and directing that damage to yourself with Blessing of Sacrifice, all the way over to offering a blanket immunity to physical damage with Blessing of Protection. And our Devotion Aura gives a party-wide constant damage reduction. We really have everything in our toolkit to be one of the best healers in Dragonflight. We are tailored perfectly for Mythic Plus, and our design really shows that. Our Beacon of Light can be cast on players to copy healing done to another target, and we have a small heal over time with our capstone talent Glimmer. And finally we have Lay on Hands, which is in a class of its own. The ultimate press in an emergency button that heals a target for 100% of your maximum health. We are in most parts a builder spender type of healer, and to be at our best we require certain spells to be off cooldown such as Crusader Strike and Holy Shock to be able to generate our holy power. If we are unable to do so, our healing isn't as effective, and I personally feel that if players are not used to a Holy Paladin's playstyle, this is one of the healers that requires a steeper learning curve to be more effective. You will be completely fine in lower keys, however if you want to play competitively in higher keys, you will need to focus heavily on your cooldowns, your spells, and juggle having enough holy power to be able to react to incoming damage. I always mention that there are usually two types of healers, reactive healers and proactive healers, and when it comes to a Holy Paladin, we are very much the former. Although we have some potential to prepare our incoming damage, other than Glimmer, we only have heals that do instant healing. We are unable to heal over time in most parts, and this is where the skill gap comes into it. You will need to get used to when the most damage is incoming and get your holy power ready, and either choose it to spend on a powerful single target heal or AoE healing. With the way holy power works, we have a finite resource that once spent, we will need to build up again. But once you have practiced this and you have mastered becoming a Holy Paladin, you are that battle hardened healer and you're ready to push higher keys, with the Holy Paladin you will not have any problem in doing so. When it comes to raiding, we are still very powerful. That being said, one of our huge Covenant abilities in Shadowlands, Ashen Hallow, isn't following us into Dragonflight, which made us not only a utility powerhouse, but we had a huge healing cooldown that when stood in it, pretty much made you immune, or at least that's how it felt with its power. Our AoE healing will still be very powerful, but because of losing Ashen Hallow, we will fall a bit in the healing meters. Compared to how good we were in Shadowlands, however, because of our various utility, and with one of the best damage reducing raid-wide spells, Aura Mastery, you will still want a Holy Paladin in your raiding team. In the past, we were always considered as the tank healers in raids, as we have Beacon of Light. In the back end of Shadowlands, however, there was less priority in healing tanks, as Blood Death Knights were king, and they didn't really require much healing. But in Dragonflight, this may very well change, and if there is a healer who does tank healing the best, it is a Holy Paladin. When it comes to the weaknesses of a Holy Paladin and maybe why you shouldn't play it in Dragonflight, I covered very briefly in the Mythic Plus section, but I will reiterate it here because it is relevant for both Mythic Plus and in raid situations. Like I said before, we are reactive healers and we are a builder spender class, meaning to heal effectively we need to be building up our holy power and choosing whether to single target heal or AoE heal with your built up holy power. And in order to do that effectively, it takes a knowledgeable understanding of the fight and when the most damage will be taken on players so you can prepare your holy power for that huge healing. Whereas a druid can leave a heal over time and it will add to their healing performance, as a holy paladin your healing is when you spend that holy power and that is it. So you'll be working twice as hard as a druid, for example, for the same output. That being said, we are incredible healers, and when you are healing someone for almost 70% of their health with one spell, it really does make you feel good. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the coverage today in a Holy Paladin should you play in Dragonflight, or maybe shouldn't you. Like I said, Holy Paladins are incredibly strong, and if you pick one up at Dragonflight, you won't have any problem. But once again, I want to thank you for watching one of the videos. My name is Ryfrost. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. Write in a comment down below, are you going to be playing a Holy Paladin in Dragonflight? And please, of course, consider hitting that thumbs up button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.